Welcome to AST 1002 Astronomy. I am Professor Eric Christensen and I am your instructor. I am an adjunct instructor, which means part-time. I work full-time up here for South Florida State College, where I am a physics and astronomy instructor and the chair of the Natural Science Department. I've been teaching astronomy up here for 7 years. This is my third year teaching it for the Florida Keys Community College. So, I want to guide you through this fascinating subject. I want to let you know if you don't like math, math has been de-emphasized, very little math. If you don't like science, I hope by the end of this course you'll change your mind and say, that wasn't so bad. Many of my students up here tell me, hey, that course was fun. That is my goal, is to make this a fun but meaningful learning experience for you. Now, I'm just going to cover some of the basics of the course. If you need to get a hold of me, the best place or to find any information about the course is to print out a copy of the syllabus. Here it is. Okay, it's available online and on D2L. I know it's a little bit long. It's 16 pages. But it's really a valuable thing for all your courses. You should have the syllabus printed out so you can understand each of the assignments, the grading policy, the due dates, contact information, so forth. Most important on mine, though, is the last page, which is kind of a matrix. Over here on the left-hand side are the weeks, and then you go across and it tells you each week exactly what is due that week. Now, that information is also available online in the news section where I have hyperlinks to each of the things. So you can use a combination of the two, but this would be really good to put in your refrigerator door or the front of your notebook and just sort of print things out. Just check things off as you do them. That way you don't miss anything. Now, the weeks typically go from 8 a.m. Tuesday to 8 a.m. Tuesday. That gives you time in case you work, and I know many of you do work, that if you don't finish it before the weekend, you still have, when you get back, you still have Monday to finish things up. So I'm just going to walk you through the typical course, typical week, and then some of the major assignments. So we're going to start with week 2. Oh, I guess I should mention that we're using an open educational resource, OER textbook. Basically, it's a free textbook, so there's no charge for you. Hopefully you figured that out by now. It is available exclusively online, so you do have to read it online. You have to plan your reading times accordingly. But it's a really good book. It's great information. It was written by a very prominent astronomer at the University of Arizona, which is a hotbed for astronomy education in this country. And of course, what I like is to help you by minimizing the cost, and I think it's done fine. I've matched it up with integrated a number of other activities, some from the University of Nebraska, some I made up, a bunch of different things. You'll see as we go through. So it'll be a highly interactive experience for you, I hope. We're skipping chapter 1 of the book, and we're just jumping right into chapter 2, which is the first discoveries about the Earth and the sky. So the historical perspective. That's chapter 2. As with each week, there are some videos to watch. They're linked, so they give you a different slant, different perspective on the information. Consider those sort of like lectures. You ought to watch them. You ought to take some notes of the key points. Many of them come from the Universe series, the television series was very prominent, very good. Now, each week there's also some active explorations. What those are simulations, flashcards, some other information that bring alive the concept. You'll see some animation in it. Maybe you have to select something. It's to help you better understand some of the more complex terminology and terms that we're using in the course. Now, when you watch those videos, there is a quiz. Now, I'm using a site called TED-Ed. TED is a really, really fabulous website. You ought to check it out sometime. They have these really great conferences around the globe, but they put them all on YouTube, and you can watch them and some really fascinating experiences. But their education side is that I can take a YouTube video and embed it in there, and then I can put some questions with it. And that's what I've done. So for each video, there's about 5 questions, and then there's also a discussion, 5 multiple choice, then a discussion. And you're to take those each week. You have the whole week to do it. You take it often as you want. Only the highest score will count. At the end of the week, I go back and look in the TED-Ed site, and it just tells me what your score you had, and I put that into D2L. Might be a little time delay. It's a manual operation. I might miss a week and then do 2 weeks the following week. Okay. There's a quiz each week which covers what you've read, what you've watched on the videos, and so forth. Culmination of all that. They are a mastery type, meaning that you can take it as many times as you want because there's like a database of questions, and we pull from those. There's about 10 questions. You have 15 minutes to take it, and you answer those questions. Take as many times as you want. Only the highest score counts. So that's pretty good. A great way to review what you see, assess how you're learning, and help you, as you move through the course, and then for the final exam. Now, each week there's also a question of the week, a simple question. I want you to respond, post something, a couple sentences telling me what you think about it. But to get full credit, you do have to read some of your classmates, 2 of your classmates at least, and comment on theirs. And don't just say, I agree or I disagree. You have to have a couple sentences. I agree because, or hey, how have you thought about this? Or great comments, add a little bit in there, but try to, develop a little dialogue between you. It'd be wonderful. Okay, so now they're just going to run down the assignments and I'm done with this video. There's an orientation assignment, which you must do the first week. Partly it's mainly so I know you know how to use the different parts of the Dropbox, the discussion board, the quizzes. There's also a lunar observation. You need to go out and look at the moon one day and record it on a sheet and then submit it to me. I want to make sure you know how to do that because that's what you have to do for a whole month doing the lunar observation project. This will give you a jump start on it. It'll help me comment back to you if you're off. Let me fix it the first time so that you don't repeat the same error throughout the your whole project and get a bad grade. That was a suggestion a student gave me last semester from the Florida Keys. I've implemented down there and in my courses up here. So likewise, if you have comments or thoughts during the course or the end of the course, please let me know. I'm perfectly happy to modify and upgrade. This course has changed significantly throughout the years. Okay, there is a current event, and there's more instructions and detail for each of these. Go look in the different modules right there and click content and then look on the left-hand side. But find a news article in the paper. There's always one in the paper. Almost every day there's something about astronomy. Or you go online and find some interesting thing, then give a little paragraph or so on that. There's 2 self-reflections, time for you to step back, look how assess how you're doing in the course, what you think you need to do to improve, and send it to me. I'll try to comment back to you, give you some thoughts, suggestions. The sole focus there is to try to get you to get a better grade. Okay, now there are 2 projects, and they're a massive number of points. The first is the Lunar Observation Project, 200 points. That's 20% of your grade. If you submit it early, you get a 10% plus up, which is a whole letter grade. So you have to, the detailed instructions are on there, but in a nutshell, every other day for a month, you need to go look at the moon and record, where it is in the sky, what it looks like, some comments, and then find the tides, okay? Because we're going to correlate the phases of the moon with the tides, the tidal difference, actually. So the first part, and that's due here, about week 6, is to turn in all your data collection. There's a worksheet you can just print out and just pencil it in or pen it in, whatever you want. Now, if you have a scanner, that's perfect. You scan it in and drop it in a Dropbox. Don't have a scanner? Take a picture of it. Put the picture in there. That's fine. Don't have a camera? Go find one. Find someone who's got a camera that can help you with that. That's not that hard. Now, when you do submit it, be sure, don't have it like the wrong way. That's the right way. Don't submit it sideways. It's too hard for me to read it. It hurt my neck, or I'll have to open up another program and then rotate it just to look at it. So that is your responsibility to make sure your submissions are in the right orientation. Okay, so now I'm not asking much. When you submit the first ones in the orientation, if they're wrong, I'll tell you, so you'll get a sense for how you're supposed to do it. Okay? Now, after you submit the data, then you have to go analyze it. And I have some pointed questions, talk about all kinds of things, about fishing, about the moons, myths about the moon, and so forth. We'll guide you through that, and then you submit that. But that and the data collection are worth 40 points. Now, I will assign everyone their own individual star, but I'm going to wait till after the first week because invariably down in the Keys, more students join the course after the start date. But they don't allow that up here, but they do down in the Florida Keys, which is fine. But I don't want to have to keep making the list and adding to it. So I'm going to wait. I'll submit it, and I'll let you know. But then you'll get your own star, and you're supposed to take, there's some very pointed questions and some very important aspects describing that star. And you are to research that. Most of that you'll have to look up online. It's not very hard because these are pretty prominent stars that I will assign you. Okay. Again, submitted early, you get a big plus up of points. Big thing here is there is no prescribed format or length. You decide. You got to cover all the topics I want completely, and if you do that, that's fine. So you can make a video, make your own website, make an MP3 recording. One student actually did a play and animated a play, do a PowerPoint, a Prezi, or just do a regular report. Do a good job. If you go above and beyond the stated requirements or show excessive creativity in however you decide to present it, you'll get extra points. Okay, so you can get a lot of extra points from that one. And the last thing, there is a photo voice, which is right before the final exam. It's a way to review, to find one topic in the course, get a picture of it, and then a paragraph below that. And there's some directions to tell you how to do that. And the last thing here, and then I'm done because this is too long already. Take the final exam the last week, and that's worth 20% of your grade. It's going to be on the big key topics that I want you to walk away from the course. So I'm not going to nitpick you on some little minor details. So don't sweat that too much. Most people do okay on the final exam. All right, well, good luck. Email me if you have any questions. Is the best way because I check that regularly morning, noon, and night, and on the weekends. Phone is fine, but it's hit or miss if I'm there, and then I might have to research to get you an answer. So it's far better that you email me if you can. If not, I understand. Just do whatever makes best. But I want to help you to be successful and to have fun. Enjoy the course. All right. Well, good luck. I need to sign off. So again, I'll be talking to most of you, or hopefully everyone, online throughout the course when you have issues or questions, and see what I can do to help you. Good luck.